Hello, and welcome to Common UI and API. Taglined, skip the setup, get to production. Common UI and API handle DevOps infrastructure so you can focus on features and client experience. A little bit about where we are. We are well-rounded, so our template gives developers a solid foundation to start new projects from. This saves them hours in configuration and unnecessary bugs. We are standardized, so we use industry and company-wide tools that are trusted, integrated, and ready to use. We are carefully crafted, so we focus on best practices and the tools that enforce them to help ensure that developers using our foundation do the job right. A little bit about where we're going. We plan on integrating Disruptor, so this will allow developers to clone the repository, run a command, and all of a sudden their cloud infrastructure is ready to go. We want to have Phaser so that a predefined pipeline will be run and they'll be able to see their Amazon resources created for them all the way from dev to production. And we also plan on including monitoring. So we want to pre-configure this template from the start with the monitoring tools used at Pitney Bowes and include a solid error handling and logging foundation. Now, Common UI covers the bases so you don't have to. We use some of the latest tech, Angular 6 for front-end development, a great trusted framework, and Design System 5 pre-installed to keep you in sync with Pitney Bowes' style. We use extensive testing, so we got Karma unit tests, and this includes code coverage reporting and strict thresholds to hold your code to a high standard. We also have Protractor for end-to-end testing to catch any bugs before your users do. We include robust documentation, so this is automatic documentation generation, ESDoc to document your JavaScript, and CompoDoc to document your Angular project so that team members can quickly jump in and get started. We are quality focused, so we use SonarQube for reducing code smells, catching bugs, and preventing vulnerabilities, and GitLab Pipeline to run defined stages for deploying your application, including build, test, upload, dev to production, deploy environments, and then a cleanup job at the end. We are production ready. Now we use Amazon ECS for highly available and scalable deployments, Ansible for securing sensitive information, and UI is pre-configured to support login service so that your users can get started using your application right away. And we've got deployment registry integration so that the rest of the company knows when deployments are going on. On the API side, we use a lot of the same tech, but specifically we use Node.js and Express.js for a lightweight, efficient API building system. This makes it quick and easy to build an API that will support your UI. We again include extensive testing, but this time we have Mocha for simple and flexible tests. We also have code coverage reporting with strict thresholds again. We also include a lot of linters to catch the little things before they become bigger problems. Again, we have robust documentation using ESDoc to document your JavaScript. And we are quality focused. So we use TypeScript in our Node.js, Express.js applications. So you can use stricter coding when you want it. Again, we have SonarQube, GitLab Pipeline, and we're also production ready. So we got Amazon ECS, Ansible, and deployment registry integration. Are we ready to get started? Let's have a little look. So this is the Common UI. And right now it's just a simple application pre-configured with everything you need. So we're able to sign in. You can see we're supported by login service. And now we can see our user is authenticated. And now you can go ahead and add any component you want to this framework. So we've added a surprise beat. Now let me show you a little bit about the project. Here are our GitHub or GitLab repositories for Common UI, Common API. And then here's a look at our GitLab pipeline, where you can see our build, test, upload stages, and then all of our deployments for our environments, as well as a cleanup job if anything should go wrong. Here's a quick look at SonarQube. We can see how many bugs we have in our application at this time. Thankfully, it's 0. We can check if there are any vulnerabilities that are current or that we should be worrying about. It also senses code smells to keep your code quality high. And then you can see our code coverage here where we're at 86.4%. It also enforces strict best practices by making sure your code is not duplicated. Here's a look at ESDoc. Now this just documents your JavaScript. You can see simple documentation here. We can look at the service, for example. And you got everything from your methods, constructors, and parameters. And this really gets useful when somebody else is trying to dive into your application. Here is our compo doc for Angular. Now this is really cool because you can see the routes configured in your application. You can see here we just have sample component and surprise component. Let's take a look at surprise. Now we can take a look at everything going on in this component, and any other Angular developer can quickly dive in and understand the flow and functionality of your application. That's Common UI and API. Look forward to having you guys use it. Thank you.